Cher. That's all I have to say. She's enough of a celebrity to use just one name. If you ask any two people what makes Cher famous, chances are you get different answers. Her singing, her acting, her television show, Sunny. It's not easy to define. Clearly, there is something irresistible about her. And tonight, you sit down with Cynthia McFadden, talk, no holds barred, love, sex, all of it, including the like being Cher.
Hair color chat where?
On. Even red. One side rejoicer she should commercial her new seat in the groove. All right, a diva at 55 is able.
I'm easy.
6 hours of careful shooting until 3 in the morning for a recent commercial.
Hi, it's Cynthia McFadden for Cher.
For that evening, she asked to come to her home Malibu above the beach. She lives the way you want to move her to live. Big. When we entered the sitting room next to her bedroom, her version of Cher would emerge from behind the curtain. Not the blonde. Had she really dyed all that black hair underneath this?
I still have a black hair.
That is blonde wig.
I never, ever change that part of me because you can't change who you really are. Underneath all this fluff and crap is me. Very, but it's really solid. But not really solid, but it's me. And it's just me. Just me, like 6 years old. I haven't changed in all that time, in 100 years.
We got the fridge. It's working great.
Not 100 years, but 4 years, guy. And while she hasn't changed inside, on the outside, she has gone 16-year-old Charlotte Pierre, Shona, Cher Allman, to Cher. No one would say, just plain Cher. Content she is not.
I can feel something inside me say, I really don't think you're strong enough now.
I always felt, and I still do, just on the outside, just on the perimeter of everything. I'm not an actress. Actors don't consider me an actress. Singers don't consider me a singer. Gay men consider me their best friend, you know? And I think that's one of the... And straight men are a little bit nervous.
Do you think you'd be hard to have as a girlfriend now?
No, I'm such an easy person to have a relationship with, except for my work.
Well, but that's a pretty big except.
Yes. I've had a couple of boyfriends that really, it was not a problem because they were so kind of secure in themselves. But I think, like, it must be great to be, I don't know, Mrs. Mel Gibson, Mrs. George Clooney, Mrs. somebody, but nobody wants to be Mr. Cher.
Are you dating anybody right now?
No. Nope.
Would you like to be?
I mean, I've always kind of been like this. I am not the kind of woman that makes Mr. Wrong, Mr. Right for right now. I mean, if I go to dinner with someone, I'm basically going to live with them for 2 years. It kind of works out that way.
If you go to dinner with someone?
Yeah. Because I don't ever go to dinner with anybody. But if I meet somebody and actually make a, you know, go out with them, it's usually ended up, it's a 2-year thing.
Does he love me? I wanna know.
Sort of. She dated actor Val Kilmer before he was famous for 2 years. She was with billionaire David Geffen a couple of years, too. Gene Simmons of the rock group Kiss was also a 2-year sort of boyfriend.
You've been cheating on me now.
On the other hand, her marriage to then wildman Greg Allman of the Allman Brothers Band squeaked into 3 years. And Robert Camilletti, 18 years her junior, the one Cher says was the love of her life, she was with him for double the average, 4 years.
Rolling tape.
Right now, no dinners, no romance. What there is work.
Take it away to the end.
Okay.
Like these rehearsals for her new music video. She is well aware that she is attempting a high wire act.
Let's wing it first and see what happens.
Releasing a new CD on the heels of her past monster hit, Believe, in an industry that reveres youth. We were with her when she debuted the single from that CD, A Song for the Lonely, at the American Music Awards.
Really want to be able to get up there in size 27 jeans and dance around the stage and look good. You know, I'm trying to keep the package viable.
Is she ever?
Do you like how you look now?
I was more happy at 40. 40 was like a very good year for me, you know? But I think for my age, I look good.
Anything good about getting older?
No,
Nothing.
no. I'm not smarter. I'm not anything. I mean, I would love to lie, but I don't think there's anything good about it.
See, I don't see what there's not to like about being 50.
Well, you're not 50.
Almost.
And I'm not 50 either. I mean, I'm about to be 56. It's just, it's not that horrendous. But if you're asking, do I love it? No. Would I rather be 40? Yes. I can't find anything better about it. Let me just put it that way. And I'm just not gonna Gloria Steinem out and say, oh, no, I'm thrilled.
Since becoming 50, you live in this fabulous house.
Yes.
You're one of the most famous women in the world.
Yes.
You've had a hit record.
Yes.
Looks like you might just have another one.
I know. What's not to like?
What's not to like?
I'm grateful. I didn't say I was grateful. You said, how do you like being older? And I said, it's not as good as being younger. Also, I mean, I'm up there with Britney Spears. You know, I'm up there with all these girls that are 12. I'm up there with all these girls that are younger than my children.
And how does that feel?
Actually, last night it felt pretty good. And I thought, oh, this is interesting. They're happy I'm here.
And speaking of pop diva Britney Spears, who often says Cher is a role model,
She has this great ambition to be better, which I really respect and reminds me a lot of myself.
Do you think, looking at her, ooh, I wish I could tell her just one thing?
Oh, I've told her some things.
Like?
Take it easy. You know, if it doesn't matter in 5 years, it doesn't matter. Which is something my mother told me. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, it's like the infomercial. 5 years later, it wasn't such a big deal.
the infamous infomercial of 1991. Having just won the Academy Award for her role in Moonstruck, critics went crazy that she followed it up with a cheesy plug, a favor for a friend with a line of hair care products.
And I'm really excited that
The infomercial ran over and over again.
fabulous products to people. It took me a long, long time to dig my way out of that.
So why did she do it? She says now it was just a mistaken judgment. She was ill with Epstein-Barr disease. This is the note she left on her bedroom door at the time, stricken with debilitating fatigue.
It became a wrong choice. Am I sorry for it? No.
You're not?
No. It was
Yeah,
one of those
but you
things.
really hurt yourself, don't you think?
Oh,
by
yeah,
doing it?
I really did hurt myself. But I'm not sorry I did it. Shoot me, I did an infomercial. You know, okay, you know. I've also got an Academy Award. People always decide things on success, but failure is highly underrated. I mean, failure can be fabulous in growth.
This lemons into lemonade philosophy has served her well, beginning as a young girl. Dyslexia didn't stop her, nor did poverty, moving dozens of times or growing up without a father. A father she finally met for the first time at the age of 11.
He had problems.
Oh, yeah, I mean, he was a drug addict and he was in jail.
Did it change how you thought about yourself?
No, because he was very charming and he was very likable. I just didn't know him. And then I became famous, and it's impossible to get to know someone then.
Because
They don't know you from the beginning, so it's impossible. You can't get that relative feeling, you know? You can't get a father feeling then.
But she did look like him.
We have this certain smile where we don't show our teeth, but it's a definite smile. And when I saw my father, I thought, well, that's where that comes from.
you're doing it right now.
Yeah.
And her mother, a beautiful, blonde, struggling B actress who gave birth to Cher when she was only 17 and who moved Cher and her younger sister around the fringes of Hollywood as she changed jobs and husbands.
Mother was married 8 times. There was never a man in our house. I don't know how she did this.
They say our love won't pay the rent.
Little wonder, perhaps.